show anytime at 855-77-WYLDE. That's 855-779-9533.
Welcome to A Tribe Called Jess. What's up, everybody? Or should I say the verbal train wreck called Jess. I think that's what I'm going to call myself from now on, the verbal train wreck. We are here at Salisbury Studios, fueled by Monster Energy.
What's in your drink? Is there something in your drink?
I'm a verbal fucking train wreck. Anyway, and you can call the show anytime at 855-779-9533. That's 855-77-WYLD, W-Y-L-D-E. I spelled it backwards.
Definitely something in her drink.
Ay. What's going on, Frankie? I got Frank the Tank. I have your favorite Jason.
What's up?
It's the only reason we ask you
What's
back,
going
because you're
on?
popular.
Oh, thank you. Still single, ironically. That's crazy how that works.
Single and ready to mingle?
Let's go.
And I have Johnny Caniford, and hopefully, guys, we won't hear the Domino's commercial. All of us have been working diligently to get that out of there. We don't know why. It's mysterious. Domino's just loves me. It's not in any other pod. It just comes on for mine.
I mean, I do love pizza.
I love Domino's.
As we were setting up for the powerlifting event here at Salisbury Center, that conversation got brought up. Why does the Domino's keep happening?
It just keeps happening.
What the fuck?
And we don't know why.
I wish I had some sort of answer. I have
It's
no
not
clue.
anybody's fault. We're just like, we're sitting there talking. All of a sudden, a 30-second
It's not going to
commercial
happen today
goes.
'cause
Dude,
Jeff isn't here. He's probably ordering a pizza. That's why.
That was the joke. Like Jeff's cracking jokes on us and like hits a button and it plays and he's at his house laughing like, ha. They have no clue.
And Frankie, you're off to Miami on Friday.
Yes.
And I am so fucking jealous. God damn it. I should have went.
What's the occasion for?
Spiritual retreat. Per usual.
That's why we always go to Miami for a spirit. Where are you going? Are you going to go over to 1-800-LUCKY?
Probably.
Yes, please send me video.
Yeah.
Go to the Sunday Fun Day Coco Joel's party. I'm so jealous. And I had
Solo retreat?
Yeah. I've seen some friends over there. And one of my best friends.
Oh, yeah, say
it's
it.
her birthday. Happy birthday, Mimi. Love you.
We love you, Mimi. It won't be the same without me when Frankie sees you in Miami. She's a good friend of ours. We all hook up and always go out. So it's going to suck for you without having us there. I hope it does. Where else are you? What pool party are you going to?
I haven't checked anything yet. There's so many of them.
I know, right?
You know how I am last minute.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get too excited. You know, I'm like,
Go
tomorrow,
with the flow.
Tomorrow, Thursday, I'll start looking at what's on there.
Hit Darren up. He'll know what pool party's hot right now.
Yeah,
He was just a shout out to Darren for
I
being
know.
on that podcast and how dating is in Miami. And you better have a boat or else you're in trouble. That was awesome. I was dying. I was like, wait, that's Darren.
It was funny because we had that conversation when we saw him in October at the pool. He was giving us the inside scoop. It's tough down here in Miami.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And dating for, what's her name said? Well, she had an okay time. Megan Finke.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she lived down there for a while.
She lived down there for a while.
Yeah.
She just wasn't ready. But it's rad. I mean, I've just watched.
Yeah,
Have you been to Miami, like proper? Have you partied in Miami?
Time. I haven't partied in Miami.
So that means you haven't gone. Right?
No.
We'll have to bring Jason with.
Couldn't feel the vibes. We went down one time with the ex and I. She was doing a competition down there, and I think it was mangoes.
Oh, that's south. That's like tourist stuff.
Yeah, that's what we hit up, and that spot was fucking
I've done
wild.
it. I've done it.
It was cool.
But I won't go to South Beach, and Mangoes is very much a like you.
I've actually gone there.
Yeah, I've gone. I mean,
It
it's
was
not.
tight.
It's pretty
It's
He
fun.
came out. He was dancing with us. He reminds me of the Six Flags guy. You remember that commercial? The bald guy. That was that gentleman.
Bromance number
Service was
2.
awesome. It was great.
Jason
I mean,
just
it's a fun
loves the
spot.
brothers. Bromance number 2. I'm just kidding, guys.
I know you miss Julio, right? He's sick.
I know. He's full of
One
shit.
man out.
Julio, I hope you're listening. You're not sick. You're
I
not
called
sick.
him and was like,
I'm
"Do you
just
guys want anything from 7-Eleven?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm good." I'm like, "Okay, I'll see you guys in a little
He
bit."
was like a lap
Bro,
dance.
that was it.
It's like 7-Eleven doesn't offer lap dances, bro.
But he also didn't say he wasn't going to be here.
I didn't know he was sick till I got home.
No, he texted me. But Julio, I hope you feel better and you better be here next
Miss you.
week. We miss you. Jason's very upset. But anyway, guys, if you're listening, please call in during the show and please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts into the Wild Style Network on YouTube, we surely appreciate it. All the podcasts, as well as everything we have on our network, which is growing by 1,000% in 3 months, and a ton of downloads. And our shorts are killing it, everybody. So shorts are where it's at. So check us out on there.
Shorts, like those little booty shorts Jason is wearing.
I don't like the long. Do you wear the long shorts?
No, I like short shorts too.
Yeah, that's hotter. It's way hotter.
Just making fun of him because he's showing a lot of legs.
Let's make fun of Jason. I like making fun of Jason. It's one of my favorite things.
I take it. It's okay.
I usually
love you guys.
I don't wear my boxers when I wear those shorts because then they'll come out. They're so short.
I think I have.
I usually just go commando.
Yep, yeah, that's right there. Yeah, see, still wearing them.
Oh my
Got some
God.
boxers.
There's only 2 other people and I've lost control. Not even 9. We had like 9 on my birthday and I've already lost control. Real quick, we are moving to Thursdays on May 2nd. So
Yes.
all the podcasts will be on Thursday consecutively. We'll still be at our spot at 8:30.
8:30, yeah.
Yeah, we're still going to be 8:30. And the Salisbury Center will be opening Thursday, Friday, Saturday. John, what time? 4 to close?
Yeah, 4 to close.
4 to close. And on Thursdays, the pods will show downstairs as well as I think TV, and we'll come down and be very interactive.
Drinks and food, right?
Drinks and food. Yep.
Drinks and food. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a podcast? What more could you want?
I mean, duh. So come out and see us. I'm excited to interact with the audience.
Yeah.
That makes me excited.
Thursday, May 2nd.
Thursday.
And it's a great place to start drinking and eating because it's right by Old Town Manassas. So start here, listen to some podcasts, hang out for a little bit, and go to Old Town, hit up Zondra's, CJ Finn's, Sports Pub, all the other spots.
Look at Jason, just our little advertiser on here. I love it. I love it.
So is he telling us that's where he's taking us? Is that what?
Are
That's
you
how I
taking
took it
us?
as.
No, I'm going to be home. Once we're done, I'm out. I'm lame, remember? I don't do anything.
Loser. Every time he texts her, calls, I'm like, hey, loser.
Does she say that to you or anybody else, or is it just me?
I'm not a loser.
It's every fucking time. Frank, every single time it's voice chat, whatever. Hey, loser. So I was wondering if, hey, loser.
Frankie,
hey, loser.
if I say Jason, what does that mean? I don't like you, or if I've called you loser and I've designated you that, then you're
Frankie,
you're
for
fucked.
For the
if I call
dog
you.
park. Hey, loser, I'm going to go to the dog park if you want to bring Lahana.
Oh, that was that date y'all went on, right?
Yeah, I'm the loser.
Yeah.
Shut
Oh,
up.
I could only imagine how many people saw us hanging out.
yeah, we went to,
We were totally banging.
Oh, yeah.
It was hot.
I was
It
one of them
great.
that got on social media saying you guys were dating.
Oh, totally, yeah.
I started that. No.
That's what the YouTube comments have mentioned a few times too.
I love it.
They did? What?
Yeah.
She's the third hottest chick I've hooked up with.
Oh, you're
This
going to
year.
get fucked up. Let's just keep
And the oldest.
hey, I love the rumor mill. You should be so fucking lucky. Okay, I'm getting myself out of this one. So last week, so we did that. And then May 3rd, we have Will Grayley coming from Arlington for a night at the Salisbury, and Dan Gray, who's a good friend of ours, as support. And I know he's out there pimping it out. So all those people that go to Echo and all that are going to come because Dan is going to spin, and I'm proud of him. He spun some parties in Miami. He spun again when he went for Miami Music Week, I believe. So I'm excited to see him, what he puts together.
It's a 90s theme, right?
So it's late 90s all the way through, but going back to those old Shark Club days, Fur, the Bank, the, what was it? 5.
Was it
What,
Fifth Column?
Fifth Column. All those Platinum. Jason wasn't born yet.
I know.
I'm an 80s baby.
Yeah, but you're a late 80s baby.
89.
Yeah. This was late 90s, early 2000s. You weren't getting in any clubs.
Probably watching Pokemon.
Oh, God. So everybody, please come out to that. Go to Get Wild. That's WYLDE, getwild.com. And you can get tickets there for Will Grayley, or hit me up and I can send you a link and QR code and you can get them that way too. So, all right, getting into fun shit. Enough about that. Not that that's not fun, but orgasms sound a lot better to me.
One more thing.
What?
A shout out to our biggest fan in Germany.
Oh, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I'm going to move from orgasms to that. I don't know how. I know how I'm going to do it. All right. So last week you asked, do you have to have an orgasm to say it was a good session?
I know.
love
When
how
you had
session.
a session, I use the word session.
So Jason, I'll let you answer first since you weren't here. And then I got to tell you what one of our friends messaged me.
And what is the question?
Frankie, ask it since you asked.
I know. So I was asking, is it necessary to have an orgasm to say you had a good session?
No. And prime example last night. Prime example.
Oh, God. Here goes the shit's going south. Do you care to elaborate?
If you would like, yeah, let's set
Let's
a
be
timer
careful.
so I don't talk. No, I'll definitely keep it PG-13S.
We already know, guys. We
No, it
already
was
know.
fun. It
Which
was a
is
good time.
proof that we're not dating. Because I would have fucked him
I'm
up.
shocked you left so early. Thank you so much for last night, Jessica. I appreciate it.
He's here to wrap up.
I couldn't get her off. She got me off like 7 times. It was wild. No, it's so last night I will say was one of those like you don't have to because it left me wanting more. And I remember having blue balls
fair.
back in like high school and things like that. And you're like, oh my God. But last night was pretty solid. Like it was a little bit of oral back and forth turned into a little bit more oral back and forth. But it was just a whole lot of teasing. And this is
Make
the
sure we
second
clip
time.
this. Please clip this.
This is the second time that we hung out, and it was fun. Like there was great communication through and through. So I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. I didn't want to push her boundaries.
There's boundaries.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if you're
If you're having oral sex.
Apparently, the boundary was
Wait,
not.
if
The
you're
boundary
having
was
oral
not
sex,
coming.
well, okay. So
So they were soaking. Was there any shaking going
well,
on?
no P and V. That's what it was. There was no P and V.
No
And
marinate.
that's-
No marinating. Was there marinating?
Marinating or
Soaking?
soaking, shaking the bed. No, but it was one of those things where like she didn't feel comfortable to have sex yet. So we just kept like the oral back and forth. And there was a spot where I was about to, but I was like, you know what? I enjoyed not having the orgasm because it made me think about her the entire night. It made me think about her all day today. Like it was positive.
He's like
I also for the
Jesus,
record,
like the next time she's getting pregnant.
breeding kink.
I should have
No.
known my show was fucked.
I also did masturbate when she left because I was that horny.
So then you meet. So okay, but then that contradicts your answer.
Yep.
In the moment with the experience with that female,
Yeah, but the question was, you need to, have an orgasm, and apparently yes, because you had to finish by yourself.
but not in the moment. I get what you're saying. So then I would say no. I guess yes. I'm saying the wrong things.
Yeah.
So you would prefer like what I said last week was I would prefer, right?
Yeah.
I went back and watched I posted the real estate. Did you listen to him in 3 separate clips? Oh my God. The best was Julio because he sounds just like me and it shows when you hang out with people, you start to say the shit they say. He's like, that sounds fucking terrible or terrible. And I'm like,
He's like, what's the point?
I co-sign that, brother. I co-sign that. And then I go, I mean, it's okay. I mean, I've had good sex, I guess. But I think like, yeah, I mean, hold on. What notes did I make? I mean, it's enjoyable. Don't take me wrong. And there's things that can elevate that. But I mean, all in all, like, yeah, I'm a little butthurt. Like, I'm like, it's so much more fun. And if it's
obviously,
intense, like,
that's why it's called
I-
the climax, right? Because it's the ultimate
Yeah.
peak, right?
I mean, you can fuck for hours and hold off, like, and then I don't know. I'm butthurt. Like I thought about it. My answer, I
Well,
was like,
apparently
I guess.
having blue balls is better.
I enjoyed it.
That's on him.
And it took, we still hung out for probably 2 hours before she left and then made sure she got home safe.
Oh,
So
make-
2.5 hours later, I was.
So you make sure she cuddled you.
Oh, we
And
definitely did.
You needed some conversation
it was
over
nice.
there.
Yeah. And then she left and then I.
Mister,
you know,
what sign is that,
You went-
Jess? Jessica, what sign is that where they need affection and to be cuddled? And
The Cancers.
that's what you are?
I'm
He's
Pisces.
a Pisces.
Pisces.
They do too.
I'm
They're
an
all
emotional
they're
one.
We're all
water
emo.
signs. They're
We're all
both
emo.
fucking emo. So our,
110%.
so our friend, this is what I love. So I'm allowed to say his name, and you've known him for years and
yeah.
years. And he messages me because I put "Do you?" and you can fill in your
Yeah,
answer
remember I
on the
saw that
Instagram,
thing, yeah.
right? He goes, I said I'm not going to say her name. He goes, you can say Eric Rez said so.
Of course.
He goes, Avi coming feels good and everyone should like to during sex, but I can come easily and often, LOL. So if I had a choice, I'd rather her come to me than give me the satisfaction. Only time I normally can is if I'm too high or drunk or not to throw my back out. He goes, and then I can just continue in the morning. Like, so Eric Rez, right?
So him.
Oh my God. I was dying. And then a few people messaged me just privately. They were like, yeah, I want more, most than not, were like, kind of like my answer.
Yeah. I mean, but he made a good point though. I'm fine as long as she orgasms. Yeah.
I think that's a male thing too. Like, I think for men, it is, most men I've been with, it gives them that pleasure to have the woman come. But I mean, just Eric fucking tired, drunk. I was like, that's fucking great. So many good times.
I shouldn't know it was him.
I know, right? So, what else did we want to go into real quick? I just want to check my notes. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to segue from orgasms to shout outs. But what better way to segue than wishing our baby boy, Scotty, on Friday a happy birthday.
Scott Rogers.
And we love him. I miss his energy. And what else did I write about him? He's just such an awesome kid. And to watch him sit with us until recent and just evolve over time and his curiosity and willingness to learn, but also he got stronger in contributing back.
Yeah.
And I like when he gets a little bit, that Aries fire comes out.
Yeah, happy birthday, Scott. When are we going to see you, buddy?
I saw him on Friday. I stopped by here on my way to the first Friday.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
He was up here briefly today.
Yeah?
Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 2 giant moon boots on each foot, and it's pretty hard. He waddles around, but he's back to walking. That is my spirit animal.
Yeah.
I love that.
So do you want to say something?
Just that I love you, buddy. I miss you. It's good to see you from time to time. It's not every day like it used to be. But happy birthday, my guy.
Yeah. So that's cool. He'll be, I think, 26, right?
Yeah.
He'll be 26. Yeah.
One of the smartest human beings I've ever met.
He's a sweetheart.
Genius.
I just adore him as a kid. Because to me, he's like just a kid. It's no offense. It's just, I'm old as
And he's
fuck.
so pure. He's like a Labrador. Like
He is a Labrador. Yeah. He is a little Labrador, but he has like that Yorkie in him because he's an Aries, and I can see when it comes out because I know that feeling like.
So it's Friday, April 12th.
Yeah, April. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, how did we get to April?
I know,
feel like we were
about
just at
halfway through the
fucking
month
New Year's.
almost. I know.
All right. So before I do that, I have to shout out my little nephew, Jackson, over in Germany, who said, Aunt Jessica, please say my name on the show. And I consider myself to be his favorite human being, which I am. He treats me like I'm badass, which I am.
Which you are, duh.
He is the coolest kid. He's so like me. They had like an electronic party at his school.
Oh, yeah?
And like all the kids are kind of dancing. Not him. He's in the middle throwing it up. And I'm like, same jeans. And he walks in my room when he came and saw me because I didn't get to meet him till recent.
That's right.
When he was 8.
Yeah.
And he'll be 9 on Cinco de Drinko.
Happy birthday, buddy.
He was born a fun haver, so we'll wish him a happy birthday then. But he says he walks in my bedroom because my bedroom's elaborate. He goes, "Are you a queen?" I said, "Well, yes, I am."
The queen.
The queen. Yeah, well, I wish.
It's like, yes, and pulls out the crown.
Anyway, I love you, and to my brother, I love you too. He's coming back in July.
Oh,
July
nice.
4th. So I told him if Jackson's coming, we'll do one thing, and if Jackson's not, we're going to go on the boats.
So he's coming for America's birthday, huh?
Yeah. What's up?
I got Scott on the line if you want to say hey to him.
Hey, Scotty.
What up?
Scoro.
Were you tuning in live to hear all the amazing things I said about you and happy birthday?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.
Aw, are you excited for your birthday?
As excited as I can be.
Do you have
Yeah.
any big plans?
You want to gamble?
I know. I leaked that to Jess. We'll have to see.
I told you I'll go. I mean, I wasn't going to go out on a Friday, but I'll go.
Is Frankie with you?
Yeah, Frankie's going to Miami, though.
Oh, shit.
But Julio, he wanted me and Julio to go to the casino. And I said,
Oh.
I'll drive whoever you want. I'll DD.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Party.
Julio will go.
Yeah, he's down, but I'm not going to be here.
When are you coming back on the show, Scotty?
Actually, Jason and I were talking about that. We'll see. I'll make a guest appearance one day.
Absolutely.
I told him he could sit on my lap. We could share headsets.
Sit on your lap. Do you want to say happy birthday to your friend?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, yeah. Scott, hey, I heard it was your birthday on Friday. So happy birthday, my guy.
Are you listening to the shit Jason's spewing out here already?
I've been tuning in and out. But yeah.
Oh my God. Well, we miss you, and I love you to
Yeah,
death.
good show, guys.
And we will have a good show, and tune in because I'm sure more shit will come out of Jason's mouth.
Yeah, have fun, buddy.
I'll see you guys later.
All right.
Love you,
see
buddy.
ya. Love you. Bye. Anyway, I love him so much.
It's been a while though. I've seen it. It's been a while since.
It's been like 3 months.
Well, he
almost.
did the TCB with John, those two, and then him and John were working for the concert on Friday that we had here, and I got to see him really quick.
No, I haven't seen him.
I know.
Yeah, 'cause I
It's
always
been
see him
a
up here.
really, so he immediately said, I said, what are you doing for your birthday? And he was like, Frankie and Julio maybe we'll go to the casino. And I was like, he loves you guys so much.
Yeah, I haven't been to the casino since.
Last time I was at MGM was when we went, did you go to that pool party?
Nope.
With the table and the crazy girl that tried to hook up with all my friends?
Nope.
Fuck.
That I had
Dang
to
it! I would have been the one friend that would have been like, fine, so she could stop harassing everybody else.
Not even you would have wanted this one. No, not even you would have wanted. This is one of those like boil the bunny down the road. Yeah. No.
Hey, real quick, while we're on Scott's topic, I do want to say positive energy. That human has kept such positive vibes for the
Yeah.
last 3 months.
Why you want to say what happened? I didn't say. But.
So, long story short, he fell off a roof, broke both of his heels, had boots from his knees to his heels or feet all the way down, shattered, destroyed, wasn't able to walk for 3 months, and still has not changed his attitude since it happened till now. Like, he's still happy, positive, beautiful, wonderful.
Scott, you want to get married? Jason's proposing. I'm just kidding.
I'm glad Julio isn't here.
Oh my God, Julio would be so jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad he's recovering, and and also Johnny Canterford's so appreciative to you stepping in, and we couldn't have a show if you hadn't stepped in, and you've been amazing,
Appreciate
and we
it.
love you
Big
so
time.
much.
Yes, dude, Scott by himself's 1,000 miles an hour, but even with the knee pads, that kid,
I saw.
he's so
crawling
fast.
around.
Like it's just he's fast as hell on his knees. But I mean, the dude
Whoa.
rolls. I mean,
He's so good on his knees.
Yeah, he will
Wait,
run
wrong side.
circles around most people. I mean, just it's phenomenal how much that kid hasn't missed a beat.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
His spirits are, he's my spirit animal.
So
Fucking
you
love
would
that
say
dude.
he does better work on his knees?
Right.
With those
Me
pads
too,
on,
Frankie. Me
yeah,
too.
He could service a lot of people.
Oh God, I had a story. Okay, I'm gonna let
Had
that
a
one
story
go.
or half a story?
I can't tell that story.
Oh,
Okay,
God.
so the
After
other
hours.
thing, the other thing. Remember, Julio said won't do that.
Yeah.
So
What would you do for love? What is
But
it?
he said, ladies, what would meatloaf? I would do anything
Yeah,
for
for
love,
love.
but I won't do that. And people texted me because I did the same thing. And the four funny, well, one was not funny. Catch a charge was one.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Share fries, which I thought was cute. Stop working out, which I
Totally get that.
Would never date someone who told me to not work out. And then one was sacrifice myself for my happiness.
Yeah.
So, which I wouldn't either. So everybody's fucked. Is basically is what that's saying. Oh, I love French fries though. I would be upset.
We'll just order 2 orders. Like, I'm cool with that.
No.
Yeah, but that's
but-
not sharing. He said
but
share.
I know the point of the fries with your boyfriend is to take his fries. Like I
Yeah.
like the fact that I'm taking his fries.
Yeah.
That's what makes it cute.
I get that, but give me
That's-
working out and give me my dreams. Eat whatever the fuck you want off my plate.
Excellent.
Or
If she's old enough to serve.
Is she old enough?
If she's
Or
old
what I
enough.
love, one of the cutest things about the X is with, can't see it, but the energy drinks. I would set it down, come back 5 minutes later, pick it up, and there's like this much. left
Yeah.
in it.
Did you get mad?
No.
See, I think that's cute that you don't get mad. I think it's like, girl, we'll get into more of this when we get on our serious subject. But like, yeah, I think that's sweet.
I would play the.
You wouldn't be mad either, though. You're like that.
Dude, wait until you have daughters.
Yeah.
My like sometimes I don't even eat anything. I'm like, wait,
What
can
the
I taste it
where did
first?
it go?
Can I taste my stuff first?
She'd
Yeah.
be, I would pick it up and I'd look at her and I'd be like, "What happened?"
Wait, you pick her up or you pick up
No,
the drink?
pick up the drink.
Oh, pick up the
And
drink.
be like, "What?"
Maybe
the
both.
She's like, "I don't know." Yeah.
Who knows? You never know with Jason.
I thought it was cute.
That is very cute. That's sweet. All right, so Frankie and I are talking the other day. How the fuck do I get roped into these conversations? And he goes, if your girl is into masochism, Where the fuck do you come up with this shit? If your girl's into masochism and she slaps a dude and makes him cry, is that a turn off? I don't even know how to answer
I don't even know why I was
it.
thinking that, bro. I was like, bro, we were just talking. Like, I said, what would happen if the girl's into it and she hits the dude too hard and then he's like, and starts crying? I'm like, is that a turn off?
I don't even know how to answer this question.
I mean, can you imagine him hitting from a guy?
So for anybody out there who doesn't know,
I have the
masochism.
definition. I wrote it down.
You got it?
See, same
Okay.
thing. You can read it. Go ahead.
The tendency to deliver pleasure,
That's funny.
especially sexual gratification from one's own pain or humiliation.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that people are into. Like,
Part of the BDSM too.
yeah, it's bonded. Yeah, all that. And I'll
I
tell
fucking
you.
love it.
I'll tell
fucking
you.
love it.
So my ex, I won't say which one, not the most recent. We used to go, and Jeff will remember this place, and there was only 4 in the country to Dream Dresser downtown in D.C. and Georgetown, and they had some shit, and they had a lot of shit, and I spent a lot of money in that store.
Sorry, real quick. Dream Dresser, like a kink store or something?
So it was everything from, but high. It was like going into the Neiman Marcus of
BDSM and
no,
latex
just no
and
everything,
outfits.
dildos, you name it,
Okay.
they had it, but all high end, right? And I had to get a latex suit for one of Jeff's parties that I was going through. That I'm like, what do I wear?
Wait, what would make it a high end?
Wait, what party? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, that was it.
What makes that a high end store though? The quality of the stuff. I
It's
guess?
quality and yeah,
She's like the girth.
yeah, that
and the
too.
size.
There were real veins going up
No,
there.
there were. So that's when that original like dildo came out that felt like a real dick. And it had the veins and everything. No shit. No, it didn't feel like rubber. It felt
Wasn't
like
just smooth. I know-
skin.
yeah, I know what you're
like
talking about.
skin, yeah.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I've never asked that, but since you brought it up, when it since you raised it,
Jess, since you brought it up.
no, along this, since we're
I
talking
already
about.
told you I don't put that shit. Like we talked about this on the show.
No, my
Like, I'm
question
not
is there
stretching
such
out
thing?
my pussy for him.
But is there such thing as like, when it comes to masturbation and using like dildos and all that stuff, is there actually like a real quality dildo where you
Yes.
could say this feels?
Yes.
I know it's not gonna be real. It can't feel real though. Like, how close does it feel to being real?
I mean, nowadays
Yeah.
they feel pretty fucking real. Not the same though, and I think part of that is trickery of the mind because it's not real. And so for me, I'm like, well, this ain't the real thing.
Yeah, because I know
mean,
they got those. Well, now they're doing the
Fucking
doll stuff.
machines
but
and
you know-
all that stuff.
machines.
No, but that ass thing with the vagina and it's just like the piece.
It's definitely turning.
Oh,
out
for
Saturday
guys?
night.
Yeah, for guys.
Yeah. They have that, and I saw a video the other day.
Oh,
where
they even
it's-
have the one that looks like a tube.
I will never look at you two again the same.
I mean,
So-
I'm saying to me, I don't.
on the tube that you're talking about, I saw one that had 2 handles, and it had the shaft, and that's
Yeah.
where you insert yourself there, and it had a little area to put your phone, and you. It was like, of course, I looked into it. It was like $250, $300. But on one side,
Okay, you really researched it.
on one side, it had the like stroke speed, and on the other side, it was like a little spin dial. So stroke speed on this side, and then the other side, it was the
Spin
distance.
dial.
So if you go all the way down, it like goes all the way down, or you could like go up and it just strokes the head.
Yeah.
So like you could adjust it almost like you're playing a video game.
Oh, so this
As
is
this,
designed
like-
especially for gamers then.
That's
That's what it sounds like.
insane.
And I don't play games, so.
Yeah, I don't play
Well, I
games
was
either.
just buying a
all
latex
for it.
suit. I was just buying a latex spice.
No, because I mean, I wouldn't go through all that trouble. Like, why? Like, either. I
I
mean,
just fucking.
My
jack
ex
off.
was like a novelty of bringing them home for me weekly. And the more expensive, the better. And the more shit he could bring. And it's not a bad thing. I didn't mind. I'm
they
like,
come a
okay.
long way from socks.
So we're in there. I'll never forget. So I'm getting this latex suit to go to House of Secrets. Do you remember that, John, when the parties were downtown at House of Secrets?
That was before me.
Yeah. So it's a crazy. That was a wild, wild party.
This was
bring
in
that
Georgetown.
back?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Jeff will tell you why it doesn't happen anymore. I won't tell that story. It was wild. It was wild. Anyway,
Before my time too, John. Fuck, dude.
You guys haven't lived.
you haven't lived. You'll never live now.
No.
And so I was getting a full latex bodysuit, which I didn't end up wearing. That. I forget what I ended up wearing, and I got roofied at this party for real. Only time I've ever gotten.
Oh,
roofied.
I think you told me this story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I knew I got roofied because I had like 2 drinks and gone and throwing out, like it was bad. But anyway, it was super fun. It was still fun. So while we're in the store, I'm like looking around and he was like, buy whatever you want, like blah, 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 blah. And there's these sandals with the nails coming up. And I asked the dude that worked there, I'm like, do people buy this shit? He's like, yeah, so you stand on them and they poke into your feet. And I'm like, what the?
Oh, like nails, like actual.
Like, yes.
Okay.
So like nails into wood.
Yeah.
No, they were sandals and the nail had.
Yeah, but I'm saying, he's like, what kind of
Yeah.
nails? He thought like fingernails or toenails.
No, like
nails.
nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what makes you get off of like that? That is pain. Like that is super, super pain.
You have so many nerve endings on the bottom of your feet, your soles, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, I guess to a certain extent. I mean, pain, if you think about it, it is pleasurable
I
to
like
a certain
control.
extent.
I like control. It depends on who it is if I let them control me. I like control though. So I don't know if I answered your question, I slapped someone in the face and they cried. I'd probably just be like, what the fuck?
I know what
Little
it
bitch.
I know.
It's not the act of crying. I would just be like, you ruined it.
So smacking, biting, and then like a crop or a whip, like I'm cool with that. But to a certain extent, like once it really starts to sting, that's when I'm like, oh, okay.
That's when you're like,
But I mean, smacking's hot. Like I've
like
had
in the face?
there was one time where it was open up your mouth. So I opened my mouth, she spit in my mouth and then smacked me in the face. And
Okay.
I
would be very upset if someone spit in my mouth.
well, it was, I mean, it was an intimate.
I don't
spit.
understand. What?
It was like the
Wait.
stand over top and like spit it down slowly into your mouth.
That's
and then
pretty-
she said, swallow it.
Oh,
so I
okay,
closed
hold
my
on.
mouth.
That's pretty gross.
Hold
And then I got
on, hold on. Time out. Jeff's on the phone to tell you guys about House of Secrets. Hi, Jeffy.
Jeff, can I please come to your parties?
Jeff. All right. So you remember this one when I went and I walked up. How much can I say about it, Jeff? I'm not sure what I can say.
I guess whatever you want.
When I walked upstairs and it looked like a little like Leave It to Beaver living room and there was the 2 curtains on either side and I was like, oh, what's in there? And I walked in and I've never seen that many people fucking in my life. And my face was like, what the fuck's happening? What party is this? I was so young.
John and I just made eye contact. We want to come to this party. Like
Yeah.
we just locked it. We're not going to say what just happened, but yes, please, Jeff, please.
Jessica was Jeff always
Yeah,
says
they
that
don't-
that girl is still inside me, but I just tame her. All right, go ahead, Jeff. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, those parties at that place are no longer happening. Those people that used to host them moved to an island in the Caribbean or off the coast
Yeah.
of Mexico or something like that.
They're having
And-
Diddy's house.
Sounds so much
retired.
better.
I'm saying, what was that island that everybody
Jeff,
went to?
why? But it's no
Epstein's
longer because
Island.
House of
Is that what
Secrets.
it's called?
Frankie, hold on. House of Secrets was used for a lot of different parties, isn't it? No longer.
Yeah, that's like Prince used to do private
Prince
shows after
all the
concerts
time. That's
and
what I
stuff.
called it, the
Yeah.
Prince House. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah,
Like the
so-
print?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a famous underground house
Yeah, it
where
was A lot of EDM.
the
Part.
house converted into a private party. Yeah, and it was it's gone now.
It was wild.
There's still lots of the lifestyle clubs around.
Oh, there's a lot of lifestyle parties.
The only one that I'm familiar with is the Crucible in DC. It's like a kink dungeon kind of place. Never
Does that
been
still
there.
exist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean Taboo in Maryland is probably the most
I remember-
well-known
yeah.
in this area.
Yeah.
You got to be a member to it, and
There was
the female has to be the member. Like you can't be a male and be the member. So there's like 4 different girls that have memberships with me that I had to take because they would give me the membership. So I would take different girls different times, and
Yeah.
they would get the registration for her. Yeah.
we got invited, my girlfriend and I, we got invited to the one in London that's super, super famous when we were out in London last year. I'll have to remember the name, but it's world famous. And we passed on it. Not right trip, right?
Yeah, they're
It's
they're
a
all
wild
over the
party.
place. You just got to know how to find them and
Oh yeah.
where they are. There's several in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
I mean, it's just
Pennsylvania got wild shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of those are like private places, though. What you're talking about is an on-premise club where kind of things happen.
It was it was such a good time. We had a good time though. That was a fun time. Yeah. Wow. Yep. Good times. You see how I just clam up, Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we had so much fun. I was telling the mother's milk story the other day.
Oh God.
How you called me. You would call me for the after parties and the filming of the porn, and I'd base what I go on what the name of the porn was. Because I was so naive. And you were like, I was like, what's this one's name? You're like, Mother's Milk. And I'm like, hard pass.
Hard pass.
I was like, fuck no, dude. And I'm like, did she really like ejaculate her breast milk? And he's like, yes.
Oh yeah. You can still see a lot of those things online, and you see dancing, all kinds of stuff.
Where is he at? What country? Somebody had heard of him the other day, and I couldn't remember what. Budapest. That's it. Okay. All right. Yeah, we had fun. Maybe we'll talk more about that on the show as I get more and more comfortable and just give less and less fucks. Poor Nico.
Oh yeah, good times.
Oh, we had good times. All right, babe. Well, I love you. Thank you for clarifying House of Secrets for us, and I'll call you tomorrow.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Later,
See you guys.
Jeff.
Have fun.
All right.
Take it easy, buddy.
No, we will. I love him so much. Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you, Carrie Ann and I got invited to that party last year.
Well,
It's a club. It's a club in London, and it's actually our friend from Colombia that was like, hey, you guys, I mean, you don't just get to go. But I guess we were acceptable.
Quality material.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And so it was just not... That's not the vibe I have to be in to go to one of those clubs. And I love lifestyle people. I mean, they're the most non-judgment, coolest people. And I have a ton of friends that are lifestyle. I just, yeah. Okay, we're going to move on from that. And Julio, did you hear what Julio brought up? The praise kink, but he wouldn't zoom in. So I'm going to save it for next week. For next week about how people who praise, that gets them off to praise. And generally, they're people pleasers, and then some people like to be praised.
Yeah.
I'm like, that just sounds like getting a compliment. Have you heard of this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you elaborate then if you know so much about it.
I mean, I don't know too much about it. I've heard about it. I mean, everybody wants to be called, like, not everybody, but if you're doing something well, you know, good girl, good boy kind of thing is kind of hot.
Well, they said too, like people pleasers, they'll just like keep praising and praising, but it gets them off to do that because it's like a praise kink. And it goes in the reverse as well. I'm just like, and this was a trend that's going around right now. And I'm like, I'm like, wait, what?
I'm like the 2 for 3 or 3 for 3 rule. So for every 2 things that I do, I like to have 3 things back. I'm not just going to give and give and give and give. Or I'll do the 3
so should
for
I
3.
get you flowers?
Wait, so you give twice, you expect 3?
Wait, what?
I'm all confused.
Hold on, go slow.
Yeah.
To an extent, yes, because I don't want to be the one who gives and gives and gives and gives and gives.
No, but you said, I'm confused.
So
Yeah, I
it could
heard
be
it too.
2 to 3. So it could be I give you 2, you give me 3, or I give you 3, you give me 2. So it's like back and forth with the
So
2
give
to
us an
3.
example. Give us an example. This is interesting.
Yeah.
2 nice things for 3 nice things.
So you expect more then?
But at the same time, I'll do 3 nice things for you to do 2 nice things.
But are you
It's-
talking sexual things, or are we talking?
It could be a sexual thing, but it could also be dinner. It could be a movie. It could be a date.
But
right?
are you
Like
saying this
that's-
alludes to like a kink, a sex, or you're just saying in general that's how you are?
in general? But at the same time, when it comes down to the sexual stuff, I tend to go off the
You have
bat
2
a little bit.
blowjobs and
Yeah, I was
tend to give
confused. I was confused. 'Cause I thought you were
3
saying that
blowjobs.
one of your. I thought you were saying that one of your kinks was like you want to be praised like twice and then you'll praise him 3 times.
Yeah, so he sucks me off twice, and then I suck him off 3 times.
I mean, I don't know.
Sean just looked at
Don't tune in, kids, tonight. This was a naughty, 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 and it's going to end even naughtier. God.
It's
but in
more of-
between, it's going to get deep. In between. I don't even know how to take it.
I'm fucked right now. I'm fucked.
But I mean, I can see that though about
Wait,
the praising
hold-
thing.
Real quick, can I say something
Yeah.
else? All right, so
Hold on. Let me ask my. Go
well,
ahead.
no, just so I can finalize that. So wait, you said I don't like to give and give and give. Because why?
Because I don't want to get taken advantage of.
But that you and I have conversation. That's something you have to get over.
But it's not necessarily I don't want to get taken advantage of. Like, I don't want to go down on you for 20 minutes. Or if we're talking about sexual stuff, like, it needs to go back and forth.
Sex needs to be reciprocated. Okay.
And that's the two to
sex is different. I'm talking like in real life.
But I mean, even in real life or sexually, like,
I'm going to guide you through this.
No, please.
So in real life, if you take somebody to dinner and then you do something else for them, and then let's say they didn't like take you to dinner or something, you take that personal.
To an extent. It's
But
not,
what if they're being like attentive? I think this goes back to what I say about ego. You and I have had ego talks. And you, like, I get if somebody's just not reciprocating at all, right? Like if they're not blah, blah, blah. But if they're giving you like their time and they're giving you, care and nurture and all that, if they're not giving you those three things in order,
well, so
you can't take it personal or feel taken advantage of.
So if I say, let's go to dinner and I plan a dinner date and you give me your time, you give me your energy, it's awesome. We have a great time. And then we have another date. And that's me saying, let's go to the movies or let's go hiking. And you give me your time and your energy. And then I give you another date. Like, hey, let's do this. What I'm asking is for you to give me a little bit. Like if we went to dinner and then we went hiking.
You need that and this is okay. You need that for validation to know that somebody cares back.
Yes, because when you plan, I go into planning it, because I'm going to give you my time too. So if I plan dinner and I plan hiking, I would like for you to plan a date because that means that you're putting a little bit of energy into making me happy and we can grow
Well, I
from
think
there.
too, Jason's an emotional person.
I'm a train wreck when it comes down to it.
You are too. I mean, I am too. People don't believe it. You know. My close friends now cry like a little bitch. I just don't show it. So I get that validation because if you're, you want to validate that somebody likes you back, and that to you, that's a love language when they do that.
Yeah. When they think of nice, sweet
things.
things.
I just got you out of that.
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah, but I'm just wondering what makes it like you're taken advantage of? Like,
if you're the one who's always planning the dates, I feel like it gets draining. So if I'm the one who's like, hey, let's go on this date, let's do this, and then let's do that, and then let's do this, over and over, it gets draining. When a woman comes to me and they're like, hey, I'm going to take you out, that makes me feel good.
I'm going to bring in John real quick. Hi, John. How are you?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Oh, we're
What's
doing
up, John?
just fine. We're just sitting here. We're about to get deep in a second.
Yeah, Jason, you having one hell of a night. This is one of your GOAT nights.
Goat
Thank you.
nights, goat
Thank you,
night.
John.
There's a lot going on over there. You archive this. Jess, I
Yo.
see you in the gym. I see you working. I see everything. Hey, Pop, keep going. Frank.
Yo, what up, John?
Praying for you, man, to have a safe trip down to Miami, man. Stay aware. Stay good. And
Oh, he'll be
everybody, man,
fine.
you know, this is a great show y'all got going on, and I'm a supporter, as you know.
I
And,
do, and I love you for it. And
you're
thank
welcome,
you
Jess,
for
for that
posting
prize.
us
The
in your
prize,
stories.
Hey,
Ain't no problem.
don't forget to wish me to have fun.
That was me. Huh?
John, don't forget to tell me to have fun. I mean,
He'll be fine. Trust me. He's in good hands.
I mean, hey, fun is a part of it, you know. But these days, you just got to be aware. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
be
anyway,
aware of your surroundings.
I'm still. You got to.
Amen.
But,
Amen. Well, I love you, John. I got to get through this deep crap. Thank you, honey. We appreciate you.
always a pleasure, John.
Thank you,
That was
brother.
a good one. Hey, peace.
Peace.
I love him. He's so nice. He posted in the stories, and then he was like, I did that funny reel
Yeah.
when I said, you look like you can't, the TikTok I did, you can't talk to somebody. And I'm like, but yet here you are. I look unapproachable.
Yeah.
I'm like, but yeah, here you are.
That's funny.
And he
man.
goes, dude, those abs are fucking popping. I'm like, because I work really, really hard every fucking day. Anyway, last week we got into it. Jason, you'll have to follow along. But I started this conversation, and it all started with I got to do a panel on this Kava Club, and you actually listened into this, and it truly changed my perspective on how I think about showing up for what I want out of life. And I'll get to that. And we started with this quote, we kind of ended with it. True love is not found. It is created through conscious effort. Right.
Yeah.
And I think people have the wrong idea a lot of times about what love is. Right. Mm-hmm. It's, I feel like bad, like Jason's not included in the discussion.
No, you're good. I'm
Julio's
listening.
not up there. So, and I think, watching different reels, it's like home, it's sacrifice. It is a choice every day. The value will always be the commitment. And I think you're not going to love somebody all the time. You're going to fucking hate them. Mm-hmm. And that's when the value of commitment comes in. Because I think love is a verb. Commitment is the value that supports it. Because you're going to have to show up and say, I might not love this person today, but I'm going to stay with them. And every healthy long-term couple you talk to, they will tell you that. I mean, that is probably, and real quick, and I wanted to touch on this, why we were here at this point, right? Was First Friday, going out there. Thank you, Jason, for coming out. We did the live from Xandra's. Thank you to Miguel and all the staff there. They were awesome for letting us do that. And we'll do it again. Hopefully it won't be so cold.
Frank and I on the mic for a little bit.
You guys were on the mic, and then we interviewed, I think you had left at that point, but the couples, and you saw me. I don't cry. I do not cry like in public. I'm an ugly crier, and that made me tear up. To listen to those two couples, the ones you talked to upstairs after, do you remember?
Yeah.
And the honesty, and they were not my age for sure. I'm guessing 30s, early 30s, late 20s.
No, I think they were somewhere between our age.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
One of them, not the other one. No way. Anyway, here nor there. Doesn't matter. To watch how these men spoke of these women and the raw honesty of how both couples are like, it wasn't easy. One of them was like, it started out rocky. And to watch her like almost like melt into my arms because of what he said. And he wasn't like, I love her so much. Like all that bullshit. He was just like, dude, it was hard. And she is my, not that hard. And she is my best friend, and she's just, we vibe and we're cool, and she's my homie, and like, she like literally, I'm tearing up, and I'm like, you make me believe in love.
Well, you know what's funny? So it was the younger couple. They were the girl was the daughter of the other couple that we interviewed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then even the single guy, that good-looking single guy, I pulled aside. Oh. I went back and actually watched that on the live. And, I loved it. People are just so honest. I'm like, where are these people like in real life? Because, he's like, look, I don't mind being single, but I'm ready, like kind of basically for a relationship for the right woman. Yeah. And the way he was able to articulate that on mic right on the spot. I mean, this man's thought about this. Yeah. And he was pretty, I think everybody's young. I also still think I'm young. So it was pretty moving and touching, and I think, that's what love looks like to me. That was real, raw honesty. Didn't you?
No, I agree. I mean, I always think that love always has to start with yourself, right?
Well, yeah.
So when you
that's a given.
When you know what you want, what you need, what you dislike.
Well, you're leading me right in. Thank you. So I have a question for you guys, John. I want you to jump in here, especially since Julio ditched. And don't give me bullshit like honesty. And I'm not asking what you want. What do you need out of a woman? What do you feel you need?
Support, like truly through the thick and thin.
But what does that look like? And for you too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I agree
as
with
a business owner too.
Well, it's support in the sense that like, I have the responsibility, right, to like provide for the family. That's who we are, right, as men, right? And there's going to be times that I might not make the right decision or the best decision for the family, and I need a woman not to bash me down and be like, oh, like you effed up, like this and that, like you should have done this. Instead of that, be like, wasn't the right choice, but you know what? Let's fix that. We're a team. Let's get it right.
So I'm on the other side of that, where I want the support for her to make sure and push me. So when I say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this, what do you think? I've got your back. I'm going to be here no matter what. I think you can do it. I know that you can do it.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That kind of support.
And then I was on the other, like I said, the other end of the result. If you mess up, doesn't mean they bash you or you should have done, or you should have listened to me.
You stupid, whatever, da, da, da. And I've been called some Yes.
Yeah, no, that doesn't
Yeah.
work. That just
Doesn't
that just,
matter.
that
I
just-
mean,
yeah.
look forward, never look back. Look forward.
To
And I'm gonna
support.
So
I'm gonna
support is
bring
good
this
one.
full circle after we're done this discussion. So don't say anything else, John. What do you need? Like what? I mean, you're obviously married, and what do you need? Like not.
I think both guys have hit it on the head. It's when life is good, it's easy to make a relationship work.
course.
But when stuff's not good and you're in some dark spots, like it's having someone that is like, okay, look, we're going through some shit, but
Pick you
we're
up.
gonna pick you up and we're gonna figure this out together. You're not in this alone, and we'll get through this. And
What qualities does and I love your wife. What qualities does she have that exude that?
patience,
Yeah.
willing to dream together to try to
That's
envision
really-
stuff,
That's a good
and
one.
that's
That's
not
really
going to
fucking
shut
sweet.
you down when you throw an idea out there
Clip
that's
that
kind of crazy.
too. I want that
Absolutely,
clipped.
100%.
Say that one more time so it's a good clip.
Yeah, couples that dream together. I mean,
That's
yeah,
good.
you just come up with your future and you try to, paint this picture, and no matter what the crazy idea is, whether you want to open a gym or whether you want to start your own AV company, it's like, hey, okay, well, I'm not going to shut that down. Let's feed this and let's see. Let's nurture this and see what this grows into.
Or landscaping.
Our landscaping, absolutely, no matter
Frankie.
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what it is.
Man, I don't need support. My
I don't want to get too far
set.
off because I have a way to bring this back in the end because this all ties in with how those guys changed my life. But I think the problem there that I see a lot is that people don't support dreams, right? They become very logical. Now, obviously, there's a point fiscally you have to make sure.
within reason, right? Like a dream within reason.
Dreams are never within reason. That's why dreamers that try to make their dreams come true can think, what's the word? Not radically. I'm losing my words.
Irrationally.
Yeah, there's a word for it where they talk about dreamers where they just think on this level. You're a dreamer, Frankie.
Yeah, but one of the issues that I have is that, and you and I have had this discussion before. Yep. Look, I'm not the kind of guy that if you come to me, you tell me your dream or your idea, I'm not gonna be like instantly be like, yeah, let's do.
No, but that's your response mechanism. Yeah. That's not being unsupportive.
Correct.
There's a difference. You're a very supportive person of your daughters, of your friends. I mean, look at what you did. You jumped on my podcast.
But when we were having that conversation on your birthday, that dinner,
yeah,
you got a little bit upset because
I was also fucked up.
Yeah, but I'm saying no, but it's still you still got upset that I didn't like instantly say I got your back. I was busy just processing it, But I always got your back. I always got your back though.
No, okay, Frankie. There also has to be some leniency, and I want to go forward on this subject because we're already. Well, it's all right. Are you okay, John? I mean, you have to know your partner, right?
Yeah.
You know the response mechanisms. Just because somebody is saying something doesn't mean they're not being supportive. That's
Correct.
how they respond. And that's why I go back to when I had this conversation today with somebody that even you'll buy a house and you'll have kids or you're not going to have kids if you're smart. No, I'm kidding, Nico. I love you. You'll do all those things, but the number one thing you'll ever do is the partner you pick, like you actually pick and are committed to. And yet it's the least thing we get to know, and we're not intentional about it, which brings this full circle as well. So I think it's women and men have to be fair to each other. The way I treat my friends, if I'm not being sarcastic, I'm uncomfortable with you or I don't like you.
Yeah.
That's why we were talking about when I call you loser. Like the day I stop, I'm like, Jess fucking hates me.
So can I ask you this? All three of us said support. What do you see in a male that you look for?
I'm not going to say that yet.
Okay.
But I will.
Okay.
So I think I was watching a pod that most men need. I think most men need to be nurtured. And I think a woman's way is to nurture by nature. Hold on, I'm going to get into it. I think it's
ready.
No, I'm just thinking.
And so the second question I have for you guys, and then we'll get into the three men, because it all kind of goes with you were on that. You listened in.
Yeah.
They yelled out your name, and I was like, that's my co-host on my podcast on the Wild Style Network. It was cute. Do you think because we exist and because we're human that we deserve, just because we're here, we deserve love? We deserve it I'm asking.
Yeah. I have a hard time with that question. Like I'll say yes at one point and then, reason with it, and then it'll be like no and reason with that. I mean, just as humans, when you're born, you don't do anything, but you receive the love from your parents. So it's not earned, right? So is it deserved?
I mean, I didn't receive a lot of love from my dad, so I'll take it this way: is we could replace that with love with happiness. Do you deserve happiness? You got to work for it. Do you deserve love? You got to work for it.
I think you deserve it, but you have. Okay, this is my answer. I think you deserve it just.
You were on the whole thing, you know.
I know. I'm saying I think you deserve it because you exist, but then I think you have to work for it to keep it.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
That's my answer.
So what the panel I was on? Do modern men and women, and you can say relationship, deserve to be married? Should they even be married in this day and age? And it changed my whole thought process, and it was because these three extremely masculine men who I've now kept in touch with, all married. And when I say masculine, you see these representations on Instagram. I mean, you were on it. They're awesome guys. Shout out Will Palo, right? Palo and Damien. And they were awesome. They're just awesome. When I say masculine, the way they articulated masculinity versus what you see on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, it was so different.
Yeah.
And it was so different. I'm just like holding on to every word going, okay, I'm not asking for too much, because I always feel now with my standards of what I want, I'm asking for too much, right? And I'm like, wait, I'm not. When they got through, I'm like, oh my God, I think I said it on there. I'm not asking for too much. And they're like, absolutely not.
Correct.
So I think, hold on. They said the big things of how they show up, and they such articulate words that it was even above me. I was like, wow. But the biggest thing is it is your job as a man to keep a woman safe, to protect, and to provide. And you should make her feel like that at all times and in all ways. Make her feel loved. Men, their DNA, basically the way they were made, that is their job. And versus women, we're talking DNA, makeup, whatever you want to call it, are more made to nurture. That doesn't mean we don't carry qualities of each other. And what happens is when men aren't showing up like that for women and women aren't showing up like that for men, men show more feminine sides, women show more masculine sides. And that's where you have this clusterfuck we have now in the world, right? Fair?
I agree 100%.
Fair statement.
Yes.
What choices do, as a man, okay, wait. So what I took that as, when they kept summarizing, basically what they said is, how am I being intentional every day with my woman? And Palo, shout out to Palo, and it's not verbatim because I didn't want it. It was a 3-hour panel. And I was like, one thing Palo said, and of course nothing's absolutions, right? There's always room for, but he was convicted. And he's like, we are a team. There is no win or lose. I am committed and I show up to my woman and we will get through it. There's no, we're splitting up. There's no, and he wasn't saying it like an asshole. He's like, I love her and I make that choice every day. Yeah. And I was just like, damn, like, I mean, mind blown. You could see me at my face. You probably saw me. I'm like, and so that's where I kind of summarize that love is a choice. Commitment is the value, right? Commitment is the value. You might not always love, but to be that team player every day, you have to be committed, like for real. And I don't think men or women are for real committed. There's FOMO. There's the next best fucking bitch. There's the next dude who has more money, who has this. Nobody's committed.
This is why, to me,
in the dating world,
being married and taking that vow says a lot because it's
locks
a
your
vow.
Ass in.
Yeah, exactly. That's like you're committing.
Not with the divorce rate that we have.
But that's because people stop committing. Like I took all that stuff in, and now that you're saying what you're saying, it just brings, takes me back to when I was married and stuff.
Yeah.
And then when my marriage ended, it that's all it was. It was, we stopped being a team, She wanted different things. She thought I wasn't gonna, be understanding or be supportive. So she made up her mind for both of us.
And with like the marriage thing that you were touching on, with my ex, and I wish her the best, 7.5 years, some of the best years of my entire life. She wanted to get married. I didn't. I don't know what I was waiting for. And even looking back on it and spending nights thinking about it, I don't know why I waited. I guarantee you that if we would have tied the knot 3 or 4 years ago when we first talked about it, she would have been more committed. I guarantee you that she would have been, I don't want to say more loyal, but she would have given me more of herself for a longer period of time. Where I think after 3, 4, 5 years of us being together but not being married, she was just like, all right, cool.
Well, do you know why the courts or the government expects you not, why they want you to be separated for a year?
For a year.
And you don't
If you have
automatically get
kids.
divorced?
If you have kids.
No, I
6
think in
months.
general.
No, in general.
No,
I
think
6
in
months in
general.
Virginia. It's 6
But
months.
still they give you a really,
If you don't.
6 months is a long
So
time.
It is.
6 months.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
not
can think
because-
about your shit.
100%.
Yeah.
And you should. It's a big look, getting married is a big decision. So is getting divorced, right?
Because the family is so important to keep it together, right? Family is the foundation of society. That's why society is struggling so much, because families are falling apart.
And agreeing with Jess with the divorce rates through the roof. I get
I
it.
was with my ex for 7 years. You saw me with my ex, and no matter what, I'm a ride or die. Like if I'm committed, I'm committed. I ain't gonna fuck around on you. I got your back. We won't say how much I had his back. And I was married to my ex. So like I find the value in marriage. Look, I'm not pressed to get married, but if it is important to someone else, I'm not objective to getting married because I find the value in it too. Look, one life, it's short, it's a blink. I mean, if you make each other
Literally.
happy, then be happy together because you're not getting time back. Time is like this. And the older you get, the more time, and it has nothing to do with like, if I want to settle, I could be married tomorrow, but I won't do that. I'd rather be alone with my dog.
Oh, shit.
I agree.
I think there's a little bit more to come
So-
into actually getting married. I agree.
So I want to go back.
It's a vow. It's a commitment. You're
So
tied
I
down.
want to go back to what I just said. Do you think, and then John, can I have 10? Okay. Is that like a good yes or a bad yes? Okay.
That's a.
He's
Like, I hate you.
He's
I
like,
don't know what's going on.
he's
Everything
like
is
dinner.
black.
If we get dinner afterwards.
So I want to go back then and hearing that and the way these men are and what you said. Do you think that you're showing up and did the work to be the man that deserves the woman that is going to be that ride or die? What is in your mind? Have you done that work? Do you deserve that woman? Because at the end of the day, how they expressed is you do not deserve love.
Yeah.
You deserve what you work for and what intention you put in, but you don't just deserve anything. Answer the question and then I'll finish.
So, my previous relationship, no, I didn't deserve it. I did not. I wish her the best. She's fucking awesome. I have nothing bad to say about her. I wasn't mentally mature enough to get through my own problems and also with, I don't want to say her problems, but the person that she was, just any partner in a relationship. I wasn't mature enough to get through my problems and her problems. Knowing now what I learned from that and what I lost from that gained me a little bit more maturity to do deep soul searching in myself to find what I am, who I am, what I stand for. So when that person comes next, absolutely. In my past relationship, no. Now, I'm not saying I'm a superhero, but I definitely understand more.
You're
My
not.
ears are Thank you.
I mean, are you dating with intention? Are you dating with a purpose? Or
Yeah,
you
he got blue balls. He's dating
But
with a
that's-
purpose.
That's what I mean. That's an indicator
That's
if you're
so-
ready.
So-
exactly. I would, yeah.
I'm not necessarily like even dating right now. Like I'm having fun and I'm being like open with it. And I'm not telling anybody that they want to hear like, hey, I think you're beautiful. I think you're this. I think you're that. I think we're going to get along so I can get in your pants. No, it's one of those things where I'm just looking to have some fun if you want to. I'm going to respect you. I'll walk you to your car. I'll take you out. But I'm not like dating. Like I'm not trying to like really get to know you. If you want to fuck, great.
It's honest.
I'm not right here in this place, in this area per se. I'm not at a place where I want to date. I want to move like we've talked about, possibly Florida, possibly Arizona, possibly Texas. Like I want to get completely away from here before I want to date.
And I'm gonna tell you something though. It's not about.
I know what Frank is
It's,
gonna
it's not
say.
about the place you're at. It's about you personally being ready.
100%.
So, because I give advice, but I also apply it to myself, right? So one of the reasons why I'm still single is because I'm enjoying being single, and I know what it takes to be in a relationship, and I don't want to give that. You see what I'm saying? And I don't want to expect that from somebody else either, because I expect a lot because I give a lot. You know? So as I'm working on myself, I can't, but I also have to be, you have to be ready, because you can't say, oh, I met somebody, so now I'm going to work on myself more. It's like, you always got to be ready.
I get that.
So when you meet that person, you're ready.
So I might get some hate for this, but with the line of work that I'm in and what I do, I know a lot of the people that I'm attracted to, and there's nobody in this area that I'm attracted to.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
So,
I mean, the world has shrunk with traveling and
that's why I
technology.
want to completely remove myself from here and go somewhere where I don't know anybody and build that community there, and then find my woman there. Because it took me
Finds
to build
me
a
G.
community here to find her. And in the 7.5, 8 years that we have that community built, and we still do, and it's a beautiful community, I haven't found anybody that comes even close to that woman. And with that being said, I don't think there's anybody here. And I truly mean
Why
that
would
from
you
the
get
bottom of
hate
my
for
heart.
that? I don't think that.
Because, I don't know.
I think Jason, as you learn, grow and
People get offended.
learn, I think you'll learn that everything you say will probably happen in reverse. Like it's not that you won't move away and find it. It's just that's not what it is about. But that's only with growth. I've done that rodeo.
I mean,
so
you build the community here.
here. And where you go is never
And
going to
then-
matter.
yeah.
It's going to be the same. So I got to bring this round robin real quick. So what they said after that is what changed. They said, but we will hold women accountable, which I respected
Yeah, I like that
immediately.
too. Yeah.
And they said, are you being the woman? Because every woman on there was like, I'm so tired of being a man, in all articulate ways. They weren't like whiny. It was a very adult discussion. I respected everybody on there. And they said, are you doing the things to be the woman you want to be? Or are you doing the work and showing up as the woman who will attract the type of man you want?
Mm-hmm.
And so last week I read on the show and I was kind of like, no, I'm not. And it really challenged me because it made me really reflect. Like I was like, because you're being asked by men who I think I just respected immediately, and I was just stunned because I was like, no. And I think the things I thought about was, when they played a reel. Sorry, I have to think this out in my head. They played a reel of this chick, and she's like, I can't find a good man. I'm such a fun chick. I always hang out. Blah 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 blah. Remember that?
Yeah.
And one of the things I took away from that is that I bro way too much. Like I just bro way too much. But I was trying to understand why I do it the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know how long ago
I think it's been about 3 weeks.
and I'm like, oh, it's just because of the way I am. This is how I'm trying to convince myself that I don't bro way too much.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the things they said on the podcast. I bet all of you guys bro way too much. And I'm like, I totally do. I totally do it. And then I'm like, well, it's just cool. Like, be cool with dudes. And like, that's how. And then what I had to do in the last 2 weeks and self-reflect is be like, I do it because it keeps me in a very comfortable place,
Like
out of the
guarded?
way of fear. And I don't have to connect. And if I bro, I can remain friends and I can not get rejected and not have my feelings hurt and not do all those things. And that was a hard pill to swallow because I'm always like, yeah, I'll be fine. And I will be fine. That's never a fucking question. But that's exactly why I do it. And I'm like, well, you suck. So I'm trying to work on that. Well, I do it. I do it with all men that like me, and I just bro because I'm just like,
But it's not that you suck, though.
so let me, well, it kind of does for me, right? So the other things I came up with, our last episode was, I'm not being intentional with seeking a partner because you and I had a long conversation like a week ago or right after that podcast. And you're like, you're ready for a relationship. And I was like, I am. And you're like, I can tell because I've known you that long and you know me in and out of relationships. And I am very much as I am a bro, I'm very much a nurturing. I cook. Like I do so many things that I'm not able to do right now because who the fuck am I going to do it for?
Yeah.
Not me. I cook because I love,
Correct,
right?
yeah.
And Nico's gone too, so it's a double whammy. I cook for you guys when you guys come over because I'm like, oh, people to cook for. And so I'm not being intentional. And the other thing is just, and going back to Jason's point about the chick last night, no offense, that's your business.
Untake.
But so I've always viewed sex as I love sex, right? But each time I do that, and it's not like hoeing, I mean like emotional connection, but knowing I'm not going to be with them or their intent isn't the same as mine, I didn't until 2 weeks ago acknowledge that takes a piece away from me into my intention of what I'm looking for. So now I refuse to fucking do it.
Yeah.
So now I'm fucking done.
So when you say that, is that like relationship sex or like just hookup sex?
I say hookup. I don't want to say hookup because I think when you say that word out on a podcast in 10 years, people can be like, oh, no. Not like that, but I mean.
Just sexual relations, period.
Yeah.
You know,
They're
it has
great
an
men.
effect.
And I want to say that because, you know, they are great men, but it does take a piece of me and I refuse to do that. I'm too important to myself. I know exactly what I want and I fucking deserve it because I've done the work.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'll show up for myself because I want it. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to settle either. But
Yeah, because I mean, there's things that we do that we're good at naturally, right? For example, I know I like to work, right? You know, I'm responsible. I have my business. I take care of my daughters, and I'm doing it for me, right?
provide, yeah.
I'm doing it for me. I know I could be a provider. When you start dating for intention, you could be like, you know what? I'm ready to not just work for myself and my daughters.
Yeah.
I'm ready to work for a partner. For
And
someone
John,
who's
give me a minute and we'll
who's
wrap
gonna
it up.
appreciate
I'm almost
that.
to the last
See,
thing.
now you're being intentional, right? Now you're thinking differently.
I'm also respecting myself. What they said is true. I'm not saying never have said this. I'm not going to go that far, right?
Yeah, no, yeah.
But I've got to do the things for me that attracts that type of man. And I do want somebody who, like I said on the group chat, I said it better not tell me what to do, but he also better tell me what to do. And that's what I want. And I can't be dude to dude with dudes if
Hold on one more time.
dude
Dude to
dude,
dudes with dudes.
act like a dude. Like, cause I am such a guy sometimes, but when it's people I like, it's worse. And because then I'm like, oh, I can just bail out of this. It's cool.
Yeah, it's a
All
little
Gucci.
defensive mechanism at the
Well,
same time.
it's a self-sabotaging, not on purpose.
But I want to say that it's more like keeping that at a distance because it's your little, little exit sign, your little escape,
Escape route.
Yeah, escape
plan.
route. Yeah.
I guess.
I
think
wouldn't call it
it's just
sabotage because you know what you're doing. Sabotage is
You like
when you mess it up. That's not messing it up. That's purposely leaving. You see, you're purposely leaving. It's not like you're messing it up.
It's a protection mechanism, but I didn't know I was doing it as that until I self-reflected, your favorite word.
And everybody individually has certain things. I have certain behaviors that I know I will stop doing, and because I'm ready to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
And actually,
I'm still going to go party in Miami.
no. But I'm saying so right now. I'm actually there's things that I did a lot that I'm like limiting myself, and it's not because I want to find a girlfriend. It's more like I want to level up. Like this is not the behavior I want to do just as a person.
And I
This is
think
a
women,
guy.
and I'm going to address this next week, and let's move out of this so we can get John out of here. Women look at chaotic men versus, I was watching, what's her name? Our favorite therapist. Shit. The one you guys put narcissistic that we all triggered me. She had a thing and she's like, women are looking at whether a man is chaotic or not. Even though that doesn't mean they're not great men. But I thought about that, and there's guys like I'm attracted to, but they're fucking chaotic. And I'm like, yeah, I can't. I can't because you're not aligned with where I'm at in my head, where I want to go, where I'm going, how I feel, like my energy, right?
Yeah.
that's a maturity thing.
Well, no, people choose to live. I disagree in chaotic. Without getting, I want to get John out of here, but it's something we will address. And if you want to come back on, I'll hold that episode.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that.
It's great.
Yeah, that would be a good episode.
I almost thought, but we would have been here 3
topic.
hours like that. So, any final thoughts on that? And then we'll get into some sex trends on TikTok because I love that, even though I'm not going to do it.
Well, on chaotic behavior, we all have a little bit of that, right?
I don't mean what, like I'm chaotic sometimes. Chaotic, it's constant. It doesn't make, I'm not saying they're wild partying doing it. They're just, making really
irrational.
no, they're not making great choices that are going to serve them to move ahead.
I'll give a personal example. I'll give a personal example. Right? I'm single. I could do whatever I want, right?
Yep.
I like going to strip clubs.
Yep.
Right? There's nothing wrong with going to strip clubs, right? Having some fun. But I take it to another level where I get really careless with my money. And then to the point where I'm like, dude, I could be doing so much better stuff, with my money. Jessica has always given me advice. She doesn't like tell me all the time. She already told me a few times. She was like, I love you. You do what you want, but I know you could level up. You could do so much better, right? That's all she says. I've been working now and I've been meditating. I'm like, man, I work so hard. I want to travel more. There's other things I want to do. I'm like, man, I'm just not just got to go throw my money away. And, And
and we got to, he's
so that behavior for me personally.
You sure?
That's,
okay.
For me personally, that's chaotic behavior because I could have X amount of income and then just also just.
And women, and I'll tell you from a mature one. Okay, not all women. Look, I love going to strip clubs. If you haven't thrown up out the window in Miami, we would have had a great time at that one. But you chose to throw up. I love them too, right? The chaos becomes when it is that level of where it goes, and it's not constant but consistent, right?
Correct.
And there's not a woman, I say a good woman. I don't care if my dude's like, I'm going to a strip club. No dude I've ever been with has ever wanted to. Like, I have you.
Yeah.
But if they did, I'm like, I'll go with you or go. If that, what the fuck ever. But if you are chaotic like that, no good woman wants a dude like that.
See, and I don't need a woman
I don't want
to
a
tell me
dude that acts like that.
See, and I don't need a woman to tell me that. I know that already.
It doesn't make. I will still be friends with them. They're awesome.
Yeah, but that's different because it's a friendship. You're not my woman, right? I'm not your man. It's different. So I don't. But like, if I self-reflect, I don't need a woman to tell me that stuff. I already know that.
When you find her, it's not going to be something that's going to be hard for you to quit. You're gladly going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm going to stop before I find her.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's not the irrational. You're not irrational about that. You're not.
And that's why I was saying I have to show up right now for the man I want. Like, I am, like, that's how I have to show up.
You have to start working now because you're going to attract who you are.
That's exactly right.
So if I'm chaotic, I'm going to attract chaos.
I should start working out.
Fuck.
You do have a dad bod. Anyway, that leads us into the poor girls who have to look at that dad bod with its. We'll continue this discussion. I'll have Jason, I'll have you back on. If everybody doesn't know, Jason had on baggy clothes and Gabby was on the show and said, well, dad bod's okay to Jason, who owns the shop gym in Manassas and Ashburn. See, I'm giving you a shout out. Isn't that nice of me?
Thank you so much.
All right, so let's get into sex trends on TikTok and get Johnny Caniford out of here. So this was actually an interesting article that led me down a million articles. And if you want to go to dream dressing or head, well, this was the articles. I was like, God damn.
Blue balling wasn't one of them, Jason.
No.
That was last night, baby. Jerking off tonight. What's up?
God.
Start with the trends. What was it?
So you sent me TikTok's hottest sex trends, and I love how they started the article that TikTok's become so sex positive. I'm like, I don't know about that, but they do put a lot of cool shit on there, and it's interesting. And they said it's the hub for the latest sex trends. Yeah. So a couple I wanted to point out, and this wasn't even the best article, so I'm going to carry this over to next week with another one because I was like, God damn. One of them was so these are sex challenges on TikTok. And a couple of them, I'm like, y'all trying to bring back our old school shit, so shut up. One of them was the coconut trend, and I think it was started originally by Cardi B. I think so. You know Cardi B?
Yeah.
So you have to, do you know what it is?
I don't know what the trend is.
So you have to spell out the word coconut with your hips while you're banging. Oh. I don't know what it does, though, because the rest of them went into... I'm going to give you guys some great sex advice you should already know.
It's just hip movement.
Anyway, the egg yolk challenge. This is a good one. Did you read it?
No.
Do you know what it is, Caniford? All right, so the egg yolk challenge is you're putting your pressure point on an egg, and you don't want to split it. And the point of that is because most men go for the clit, but the G-spot's inside, right? Mm-hmm. And if you put pressure, the right pressure is what makes a girl come. Also, and this is another one, hold on.
When you put the right pressure on what?
Inside. on her G spot.
On the G spot or the
on
clit?
the G spot.
That's what I was
and the
confused.
clit.
Okay.
I mean, the clit, you have to do a lot of work previously to have someone orgasm just from their clit.
Yeah.
But another thing is definitely stomach pressure. Like if you put your hand there while you're doing it, either or oral or banging, any pressure right there, that will help.
For sure. Because I've asked
100%.
I've asked a couple ladies
you know
that,
what?
and it's 50-50.
Let me tell you something.
I mean, a lot of
If I have to,
different.
if I have to pee just a little bit, not like, oh my God, my bladder's full, I will hold that shit because it creates pressure and it'll make you come like that.
So
as
you're
a chick.
talking like the back of your hand right above or right below the belly button, like on the pelvis while you're inside? Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It works.
Thank you.
It works. You're so welcome. I need more flowers.
It's a good story.
You can get to 3. You can get to 3, and maybe I'll give you 2.
I mean, I like the stuff, but at the same time,
Well, they're fun, Frankie. Let's not get crazy.
What I'm saying is like, while I'm in the,
I do them all.
yeah, but while I'm
I
in
mean-
while I'm in the act, I also pay attention to what, how she's moaning, what she's doing.
I'm letting you
body
know.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
100%. We're just giving you some help, but the pressure thing, all the time, every time. Chicks do that when they masturbate to come. I'm telling you, everyone that I know. Promise.
Pressure.
A
Okay.
little bit of pressure. The sex pillow challenge, which is I was like, who doesn't do that? Where you
Is that
put it
under the
girl?
hips?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's put your legs
Which
over, put the legs
creates
over,
a
slide.
different kind of penetration within and can also create pressure because you're up higher.
Can
It
I
all goes
also
back
say
to
too, if
pressure.
there's a little wet spot on the pillow when it's over, that is an accomplishment.
John Caniford, is that an accomplishment?
Depends who the wet spot's from.
And it depends what color it is.
Oh God. Oh God, gross.
I think we're past time.
Okay.
We gotta go.
The 4-minute challenge, I like this where you set a play because I don't think people realize how much like they don't have foreplay. You think you do. So you set a timer for 4 minutes and you have to have foreplay. You cannot.
I feel like when you said
'Cause if I know
when you
I'm
said
into
timer, I thought you were gonna be like it'll involve planking. Coming from you, it'd be like planking.
Before we fuck, we got a plank,
gotta
4-minute
plank.
challenge. So
Like-
talking about foreplay. So what I do is I always play, not always, but I like to play music.
We talked about this in
Yes.
your horrible music you play.
So, but regardless of how bad. the
Before
music is,
everybody takes that wrong, not because I've heard it, because we had a show on.
Oh, so it was because it was. Oh, so you play some horrible music,
Oh, yeah.
and that's why you didn't
she
come.
doesn't
You
like
had blue
country
balls.
during sex. It's weird.
There you go. He's gotta have some kind
I
of
do a
rhythm.
good
Plank,
fucking
Jess.
dance.
Plank.
This
Plank,
is a
baby
good.
girl.
This is a
Plank.
good banging song. I can outplank you. I promise.
What I'm getting at, real quick, is I like to like listen to songs while I'm going down, or like because that's the
Yeah.
time limit.
Why
So
wouldn't
usually
you?
most songs are like
Oh,
3
fair.
to 4 minutes.
All right.
So his
So I
secret
like to
is
do-
he starts singing the lyrics while he's down there to see how each song, however she reacts. Hey,
I like
if you
foreplay,
think
but-
that works, buddy, you better learn some Spanish.
Whoa.
It's okay, Ocean.
We don't go
listen to mommy talk
we don't
about
go
these. All
for
right,
no
and
reason.
then the stomach trick was one of them. Oh, this is the one I was like, why are you trying to take our shit?
Stomach trick?
No, stomach trick was the one I
Okay,
told you about. And I
pressure.
was like,
Yeah, where you hold the gas.
that is the best. That honestly is the best advice for men to do to women. I'm telling you, I'm right. The ankle earring challenge. And I'm like, okay, guys.
So I saw
That's just
this.
your legs
I
over
don't-
here.
It's what we've always done.
Yeah.
Like where you
It
put your
wasn't-
legs up on a guy's shoulder. Like, I don't get it. Like, same.
Yeah.
That's not a challenge. We've been doing that one for years.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Get deep.
most women are just flexible, period. So, and the ones who are not that flexible,
flexible during
still
sex.
I'm saying the ones who are not that flexible for a woman, they're still pretty flexible.
Yeah.
And for the man standpoint, it's getting deep in. Like that's what turns me on about that position.
Was it when a man gets deep? What?
God damn.
Okay.
This is why I come back every other week. I just can't.
I love it.
I love when he's deep inside.
So those were the
His hands on your
the sex
stomach.
trend. I just lost all control.
When he puts his hands on my belly.
So next week, there's 3 new sex positions, and we're going to talk about them. But I'm going to give a little foreplay
Nice.
to what's coming up, and we'll get into that. And maybe I'll tell you my favorites next week.
Oh,
maybe.
juicy.
We'll see.
Let's go.
Play some music
All
while you
of
say
them.
it too.
So the first one, and I'm not telling you what they are, the 3-legged dog. I knew what all of these was except one without even reading. I was like, oh, that makes sense. the Amazon, but only fit couples can do that. So, and then I think now I should go have a banana split because that's one of them. And I will we'll come back next week. We'll talk about all those sex positions, maybe tell mine, maybe have a girl on, maybe make her tell hers. Ooh. So give a little more sex education from Jessica for you boys to go out and not get blue balled. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Jason, for coming back. Guys, tune in next week at 8:30 on Wednesday. Take good care, guys. Later.
Come on. Yeah, bust the vibe. Janet Jackson, here we go. One time, baby, just tell me just how you feel. We living it and just giving it to you real, baby. Come on. Every time we crossing the borderline, we giving it to you, making you feel fine. Turn the heat up. Better believe we gon' shine. Make your body wine, baby. The pleasure is all mine. To my people who be regulating the dance floor. Better step to your business and handle yours. How we do it? Making your people just wanna bounce and get busy.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Not daddy.
No, I know.